Okay, tonight's Raw recap is brought to you in part by Ricola, the official cough drop of Cesaro. The only thing better than the Wrestlemania crowd is the Raw after Wrestlemania crowd. Everything from NXT chants, The Wave, We Are Awesome, CM Punk. And if the match was good, they chanted like crazy for the match. Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler chants for Bryan, chants for Ziggler, chants for This Is Awesome during like a catch wrestling segment. Daniel Bryan retains his title. Great opening match. Sheamus then comes down in full heel form with a beard and braids. My wife was like, he looks like an idiot. And I was like, I want to grow my beard back out again. Crowd chants, you look stupid. That is the advantage of like an indie smart crowd. When they're working with you, they make for a fantastic evening. So now I'll actually go through the Ballad of Lesnar. We begin with the pissed off Lesnar and Heyman. Lesnar wants his rematch tonight. Well, Rollins isn't there because he was on the Today Show. Rollins shows up. Decides to go down to the ring for the match with Lesnar. Decides his foot's bothering him, he's not going to do it. Lesnar just goes full frickin' nuts. Destroys everybody. Booker T, JBL, F5's Michael Cole. Destroys a camera match. Destroys everything. Gets suspended indefinitely and fined. Yeah, title's off him. He can sit at home, collect a big paycheck. You know, whatever. Rollins is in the back, talking about how he's an awesome champion. Orton shows up and he's like, hey, I never got my rematch. And then Rollins' other goons show up. Because J&J got murdered, death, killed by Lesnar. And he's like, hey, if you can find two friends. Then later, Randy's in his locker room and Ryback comes walking over. When it's feeding time, a big man always makes room for the authority. And I was like, oh no. Who forever will join him against the authority? Reigns. Crowd white hot for Ryback. Smart crowd. Like, we don't want to see Orton. We don't want to see Reigns. We have thrown all of our chips. We're going to bet on Ryback. All on Ryback. Who shall shock show? Great to see. Ryback fed off the crowd. When the crowd started doing the wave, the camera actually pans back and the camera's panning for the wave. Which is as vomit-inducing as it sounds. Rollins gets pissed, does the crotch chops, crowd buys into it. They start doing CM Punk and he just gets livid. Great match, nice back and forth. Crowd pissing all over the match. Good guys win. Big shock. I know. Totally. The 8-man tag match. Cesaro and Kid with the Ascension because heels. Against New Day and the Lucha Dragons. Kalisto and Cesaro put on a freaking Lucha clinic. Crowd going nuts. Eating right out of Lucha Dragons' hands. Whenever you hear New Day, crowd goes, sucks. And I was like, man, I feel so sorry for them. Because they're like, New Day sucks. New Day sucks. New Day sucks. And I'm like, man, these guys are just getting murdered out there. But the Lucha Dragons get the pinfall. Crowd's happy. Good match. Axelmania's running wild, going his way to Extreme Rules. And then he comes down. Neville, the man Gravity forgot, with like a hood and a cape. There was all for your Mighty Mouse sort of gimmick as a hood and cape. Awesome. Praise be to H that someone went, no, he's got big ears, yeah, no man, something stupid. Purple and black attire, that's fine, works well. Destroys Axel. Hits the red arrow, fantastic. Crowd's going nuts. NXT chants everywhere. Because NXT is awesome, and they put this in front of the crowd that knows good wrestling. Mizdow took on Stardust in a match that was good. And the two guys had both lost matches. Made sense. Mizdow comes down to Miz's music. It was really great. The crowd ate up Mizdow like just amazingly. He gets the pinfall on Stardust. Miz comes down, tags Mizdow. Nice setup for those two guys to keep their feud going. John Cena has an open challenge. It's answered by Dean frickin' Ambrose. They go for a Sons of the Powerbomb and Dean loses his grip. It's like, Dean, you botched on John. But great back and forth. Yeah. Dean put him in a really nice looking STF. So AA and a kick out, 3Ds and a kick out, so AA and a DD. It was actually a really solid match. With Cena, of course, retaining. Then afterwards, they kind of like slapped hands, and it was good. It's good to see like lunatic face, have a match and leave with, like you got me, good match, which is great. That's like it's like a Ring of Honor. It's a really indie sort of thing where two faces can have a match. It's done. They're like, hey, you got me, good match. Goldust was a sacrificial lamb for Rusev, who just killed Goldust. And a 6 Divas tag match that, are you sitting down? Had tags. And went through a commercial break. They do that? They're gonna do that now? So you have the Bellas and Natalya on one side versus AJ, Paige, and Naomi. Great back and forth. Paige has got a spine like Mischief, a body like Gumpy, and just taking a straight up beating. Bad camera angles, of course, have Nikki pretty much talking the whole time with AJ to go through their sequence of moves. Hot tag, the end of the match, like you end like a men's match, which was great. And it was like running, kind of finisher. Running, like tackle you from the ring. Dude. So everyone got to have that big match, like crescendo moment towards the end with Nikki accidentally blasting Brie with the, I guess it's the, you can't say bullhammer because she's a woman. And cowhammer sounds horrible. With the Hoss hammer. Nikki uses the Hoss hammer forearm elbow shot to lay out Brie by accident. She turns around, eats a face full of booty from Naomi. Naomi then goes for a pin, which is a face full of booty, and pins Nikki. So therefore, Nikki has been defeated by AJ and Naomi recently, as well as Paige. Maybe Extreme Rules will have an Extreme Fatal 4 elimination match for the Divas belt. Maybe. All in all, an excellent episode of Raw. Great job in the ring. nice hot crowd, and this makes people wonder why you can't do these sorts of Raws more often. But it takes both those elements. The guys in the back are still just jazzed and geeked up from WrestleMania this weekend. And the crowd is that white hot, we travel from all over the planet to be here sort of crowd that you normally just don't get. You normally don't get a crowd that's that into wrestling. You get a crowd that's partially into wrestling, a bunch of people who are just there because it's, you know, it's a thing to do. So getting that awesome, motivated crowd, which for 90% of the matches and segments was just going great. For the last segment, you can tell when started the wave chant, "We are awesome," and "How you doing?" Or for our boys in NXT, don't know who they are, there's a word for you. I'll spell it out. SAWFT. You can pronounce it to yourselves.